Say I want to sell you, I don't know, I want to sell you a car, a used car, and you say, but the price tastes bitter, and I might say, but imagine the sweet taste of when you tell this to your wife, or whatever, I don't know, bullshit. So, and by mirroring your representation system, I would then say the NLP is gain rapport with you. I might even consider that believable to a degree. However, it goes even further. Because they then say people have decision strategies in their head. Like a person will decide by first having an image of something, and then hearing a little voice, and then having a feeling attached to this image and this voice. Like, for example, the customer might say, this, from my perspective, this looks rather bad because it sounds so expensive and it just doesn't feel good. And the salesman will then say something like, well, if you picture the beauty and then you hear all those wonderful sounds of how the motor works, doesn't it feel great? And it is supposed to influence the customer's decision. And this is the point where I start doubting that anybody in this NLP world is sane. We've jumped from a, let's say, proven fact about body language to a somewhat dubious idea about thoughts to a very, very, very specific idea, speculation about how to influence people. And we've done this without any proof whatsoever. And here's the thing. It might just be that it works. It might just be that this is actually the case. That actually, if you mirror the decision strategy of your customer, you will sell the car. It's possible. But, Mr. Bandler, you do not know. Mr. Grinder, Mr. Ted James, Mr. Peter Schütz, you do not know. But of course, this missing knowledge somehow doesn't sell. So, in the courses, they will always tell you that it works. It's the most effective thing ever on the planet. That is, it works brilliantly for themselves. Now, to anyone who has ever had an NLP coaching session as a coachee, I have a very simple question for you. Did your coach, or did your coaches, if you had several of them, did any of your coaches ever bother to call you up like 1 year after the last coaching session to ask you whether the great, excellent, wonderful results that you had in your coaching session actually held water after a year? I highly doubt it. I really do. And what I'm saying is, dear NLP coaches, you do not know. And you know what? The burden of proof lies with you. You are making the extraordinary claim, just as any religious person out there. Now, the interesting fact is, every somewhat good NLPer will turn this around. They will say stuff like, yes, we know it's a lie, but it's a useful lie. And to this I can only say, you do not know that either. Because how would you know whether it's useful or not if you never bothered to check? Occam's razor might rob you of some very fond ideas that you really have close to your heart, that you really love, that you really would see work in practice. But it's a pretty good heuristic for distinguishing between fact and fiction. And I'm not saying that fiction is all bad. Not at all. But please, bear in mind when you attend an NLP seminar, something like that, that this is the fiction of a few people who had a very good time with it, no question asked, and who are possibly of the best intentions, who are really likable people, intelligent people, but when it comes down to it, they're charging you huge amounts of money for listening to crap that they pulled out of their huge asses. Peace.